Let's talk about this question, do good people go to heaven? See, the Bible says that there is an afterlife, and at the moment of death, everyone's eternity is sealed. So what happens then? Do good people go to heaven? And really, the heart of that question is, isn't everyone basically good except for the really, really bad people? Well, here's the thing. Perfectly good people go to heaven. See, Matthew 5 says that God blesses those whose hearts are pure, and they're the ones who will see God. So the natural question is, well, how pure? And Jesus answers that later on in Matthew chapter 5, where he says that your righteousness has to be better than the best people you know. In Jesus' day, these guys were called the Pharisees. But today it might be an aunt, an uncle, or a neighbor or something for you. And Jesus was saying you have to be even better than them. In fact, at the end of chapter 5, he says you have to be perfect just like God. And the point is that God requires nothing less than perfect righteousness because he's perfect. Now, of course, the problem is nobody is perfect. We all know that. In fact, the Bible says in Isaiah 64 that even our righteous deeds are like filthy rags before God. They're dirty. So even the greatest things we try to bring to the table aren't really worth anything to God and won't really get us into heaven. Romans 3 says that no one can ever be made right with God by trying to be a better person and by following all the rules. So see, we can't get to God by just simply trying our very best. And so we're all in a predicament, every one of us, every human being. Our imperfection, our sin, leads us away from heaven and it leads us toward death. But here's the good news. Jesus, and only Jesus, can make us good enough. That's what it says in Romans 3 when it says that God has shown us a new way to be good enough for him. The verse says that anyone who trusts in Jesus can be made right and can be good enough for God. This is like a great exchange where Jesus exchanges his righteousness for our filthiness, his goodness for our sin. And he does it when we believe. So through Jesus, we can be not only good, but perfect, perfectly good. And that's what makes us good enough to go to heaven. Now use one of our lesson guides online to talk about this.